we stopping here for?
Silly, silly boy.
Hey!
Don't apologize, George. You just couldn't control yourself.
You didn't give me a chance.
Stop pretending you're devil. All the time we were dancing, your arms were trembling. You were fighting for control.
I'll say I was. You wouldn't let me lead.
Well, you have enough to do winning the war. George, you're wonderful. You made my ears pop.
Sir, we've got a flat tire.
Good thinking, Beasley. Now, what's your plan? Are you going to blow it up yourself or use the spare?
Well, I could do one of
Oh,
two
for
things.
heaven's sake, will you please get the jack?
Yeah. Maybe I should shoot it off.
Sailor, would you lend a hand here, please?
I'll get the spare.
That Adrian probably staged the whole thing just to spoil my evening. Well, I'm not going to be foiled by a fink.
Evening, Kowalski.
Sir, I'll let Selma do it, honey.
You been out with her all evening?
Oh, yes, sir.
Lucky you're still alive.
Ready for the spare, please. All secure, sir.
You know, Beasley, for the good of the Navy, I'm going to have to give those girls more work to do.
Now, where were we?
I know where we were, and I know where I'm going. Home!
Change the flat tire on Adrian's Jeep just so George and I can get back to the smooching quicker. Oh, he hates me.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Whoever heard of a boy walking home from a moonlight ride? Skipper, what did I do wrong?
Well, Selma, maybe you were just a little, pushy. You know, some boys like their women very soft and feminine. You know, kind of clinging, helpless.
Unconditional surrender. Unconditional surrender?
Sure, $4 an ounce at the PX, $5 with an atomizer. That's part of the toolkit. We'll supply the rest. Just the right dress and the makeup, and most important, a new romantic attitude. Let George do it.
Thanks, Skipper, but it's just no use going for an overhaul job. Bonnie will never be able to get George to take me out again, even if he is his cousin.
You want to bet? You're going to have a date with George tomorrow night, even if we have to break every bone in Botnick's body. Here they come. We're ready.
Fine, lover boy. A gentleman never keeps a lady waiting. A lady? Someone like taking out another guy.
Come in, Georgie.
Well, there he is, Lieutenant. So eager he could hardly wait.
Selma, your date's here.
George. Oh, dear. Aren't you even going to say hello?
Hello, gee, you smell good.
Take good care of her, sailor, and don't keep her out too late.
Gee, you smell good.
Johnny might move. I'll get it. Way barracks, Botany speaking.
Selma?
Yes, George.
You smell good.
Lovey, you're right. That's unconditional surrender.
Stop laughing. That was Commander Adrian on the phone.
What's he want now?
More of the same. Extra duty. We have to report to the motor pool on the double. He says it's an emergency.
At this time of night, we've already worked a full day.
Well, the man says it's an emergency. Come on, let's change our clothes and go to work. Emergency? But this is more like a catastrophe.
Did you hear that, Trotter? The eternal woman, always magnifying some simple task so that when she achieves it in her own inimitable way, we men will be impressed.
Sir, this is ridiculous.
Now, Lieutenant, I admit it is a bit of a chore. But after all, it does not have to be finished until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
8 o'clock tomorrow morning? But that's not even our vehicle.
Aha, therein lies the emergency. That belongs to the sea bees, our brave brothers in arms who build the docks, move mountains, clear the jungles. We can't let them down. You know, they're part of the war effort, too.
No, the commander's right, Lieutenant. That's how they wrecked the bulldozer clearing the jungle for his new pitch and putt course.
Watch it, Trotter. That's classified information.
Commander, sir, please be reasonable. We've worked hard all day. Do we have to work all night? And, sir, we're short-handed. Selma Kowalski isn't here.
Where's she? Out lollygagging again? Undermining the morale of my innocent sailors?
Well, no, sir. And Kowalski's in sick bay.
Oh, in sick bay. Well, that... well, I'm no Captain Bligh. You girls are tired and short-handed, so I'll offer you an easy way out. Trotter, slip up and get those applications for transfer, and our weary ladies can sign them, huh?
Never mind, sir. One bulldozer coming up.
Have you night. See you at 8.
I'm sorry, Ann. I couldn't even warn you. He dreamed this one up while I was out checking inventories at the warehouse.
That's all right, Max. I know your heart's with us. But tonight, I wish it were a hydraulic jack.
Sir, I can tell by the spring in your step that you've scored another tactical triumph.
It went quite well, Beasley, but I'm afraid that Trotter is a bit soft on Lieutenant Morgan. As a matter of fact, he might even go so far as to get some men to help her do that job.
Oh, you're right, sir. He is not to be trusted. His eyes are too close together.
So, I suggest that you lurk about here in the shadows and report anything that looks suspicious.
Aye, sir.
We're never gonna make it. We're just never gonna make it.
Oh, McGuire, go ahead and cry, but don't doubt the blame.
Hey, reinforcements.
Selma!
We were just going by and saw the lights. What's the panic?
Oh, boy, do we need your help. We gotta get this thing together by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Skipper, after what you've done for me tonight, I could put it together with my bare hands. Just give me a minute to say goodnight to a gorgeous George. George, we better say goodnight. I've got to go in and help the girls out.
Oh, gee, I hate to let you go, Selma. Now that I found the real you.
There'll be other nights, George, and I'll save them all for you.
Gee, I'm crazy about you, Selma. What if I ever lose you?
Lose me? George, I've never felt like this before.
No, I don't mean that. What if I get transferred or shipped out?
I'd follow you, George, I promise.
You mean you'd go AWOL for me?
I'd follow you to the ends of the earth.
Isn't that sweet?
get out of uniform, baby?
Yes, Swampy, and you're a little out of luck.
I can dream, can't I? Where are those crates we're supposed to unload?
You're looking at them.
Thank you.
What's the matter here, sailor? What's wrong?
I think we caught a Japanese spy, sir.
Japanese? Spy? Oh, well, then. Somehow. Beasley.
Oh, hi, Commander.
Give you a simple little assignment, you end up asleep in a packing case. I wish those guards had been just a little bit more trigger happy.
But, sir, I was lurking as hard as I could. And then Kowalski and that sailor came out, and she kissed him right behind the packing case. And that's the last thing that I remember.
That is a fib. Kowalski was in sick bay. Lieutenant Morgan told me.
She's the one who is fibbing. I saw the whole thing between Kowalski and that seaman,
Oh,
George
no,
Odell.
baby.
Sir, I'll tell you, it was so romantic. I mean, she's just crazy about him. She said she'd follow him to the ends of the earth. She'd even go AWOL for him.
What'd she say? Did she say A-W-O-L? AWOL?
Sir, she said that if he were shipped out or transferred, that she would follow him.
Oh, Beasley. I have misjudged you, old show. Yeah, you have just performed above and beyond the call of duty. Me? Yes. I want you to cut a travel order for Seaman Odell, transferring him to that abandoned listening post on that little island across the channel. You know, Malanga?
Sir, that is a smashing idea. What for?
L'amour. If Kowalski would follow him to the ends of the earth, she'd certainly follow him a few miles to that little island, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes, sir, I think so. Oh, I see. You're setting her up to go AWOL.
Now you're thinking like an officer.
So when you read this, I'll be on Malanga, keeping my date with my beloved George. Look at you let Selma go.
We tried to stop her, ma'am, but after she got this letter from George, there was just no holding her. Careful you don't burn your hands.
Selma, dearest, as I sit here on my lonely station on Malanga, I find myself thinking only of you, dreaming of you coming to solace my throbbing heart in that little launch you'll find tied to Ranakai Dock number 4. Ah, well, one can dream, can't one? Your devoted slave, George.
Gee, that's beautiful. You know, your cousin George is a regular Casablanca.
Casanova. Well, that he is, but poetic he ain't. George could never write a letter like that.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Botnick. If he didn't write it, then who... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see today's work order. The one in Adrian's handwriting. Well, that figures.
You mean Adrian wrote the letter?
I didn't know he was in love with Selma.
Well, now he's really got us. He can claim that one of the girls went AWOL and disgraced her uniform.
Oh, he can't say that Selma disgraced her uniform. She went AWOL in a sexy dress I loaned her.
Well, she's going to go to the court-martial in that sexy dress you loaned her if we don't get her back before Adrian lowers the boom. Come on! Come on, everybody!
Hey, come here,
Hey, sailor, we need a launch right away.
Sorry, Lieutenant. The only small craft in the harbor is Commander Adrian's new gig.
A houseboat?
That's our leader.
And if he ever has to go down with a ship, he'll sure go down in style.
Well, if that's it, that's it. Come on, let's get aboard. All right, Max, you take the wheel. I'll go down to the engine room. Stand by to cast off. Pour it out.
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Commander Adrian.
What are you and your brave little band of warriors doing here?
Oh, well, Lieutenant Trotter told me about your brand new beautiful gig, so we thought we'd come down and check out the engine for you.
That's very thoughtful of you, eh, Beasley?
Oh, righto, sir. She's very thoughty.
Well, Commander, I'm sure the ladies don't want to bother you now, so they'll just come back and do it some other time.
You're very thoughty, too, Maxwell.
Please, Lieutenant. Well, so it shouldn't be a total loss. Why don't you all come aboard, and we'll have a little shakedown cruise.
Shakedown cruise?
Yeah, see that everything is shipshape, everything working, engines not missing. Aren't one of your girls missing?
Oh, affirmative, sir. I took a rough nose count. Not that their noses are rough, but one of their noses is missing. I mean, all the girls' noses are here except for one. I mean, Selma Kowalski is missing.
Well, I can explain that, sir. You see, she's still in sick bay.
Oh, pity. Well, she'll miss a lovely cruise. Trotter, why don't you take the wheel and set a course for one of those lovely little tropical isles that dot this azure sea? Say, Malanga.
Malanga?
Malanga!
That makes it unanimous. Hi-ho, that's the American way.
May I propose a toast, sir?
Yes, yes.
Well, to the John Paul Jones of Ranakai, to the master naval strategist who finally sunk the waves. Shall we drink?
Yes, I think we're entitled to a small liquid gloat, Beasley. Beasley, that's my finest Venetian crystal.
Yes, sir, but you see, that is a part of the ritual, sir.
You should stop watching all those Errol Flynn movies.
I guess I was a little bit carried away, sir, but I mean, after all, this is your finest hour.
Beasley, I thought you'd never say it. Yes, I think you're quite right. I believe this time I have every loophole covered. Uh-huh. Ahoy there, wheelhouse! Are you there, Trotter?
Yes, Commander, I'm here.
Uh-huh. Trotter, you are veering. According to my compass, we're a little off course for Malanga.
I'm sorry, Commander. I didn't know you had a compass down there.
Yes. I'm sure you didn't, Trotter. Well, steady as she goes. Big Brother is watching.
Where's Lieutenant Morgan?
She's down below, sir, trying to foul up the engine.
She better do something fast. We're getting closer to Malanga every minute.
What's the matter, Skipper? Couldn't you phony it up?
I couldn't even get near it. Adrian's got the engine room locked.
He's got a lock in this whole deal. There's a compass in his cabin, and there's nothing I can do.
Oh, poor Selma. Poor all of us.
If that Commander Adrian's got his waves boxed in all right, that miserable creep.
I hope this floating motel he is gets sunk by a tycoon.
Lovey, that's typhoon. It's also the best idea you ever had.
Yeah, a typhoon. Why not? You think he'd go for a wild pitch like that?
If I know my Adrian, he'd go for anything once this boat starts rocking.
That's for sure. He was four-time Olympic seasick champion.
Come on, shipmates, it's rock and roll time.
Stop lurching, Beasley. What kind of a sailor are you?
It isn't me, sir. It's my stomach that's lurching. I mean, the boat is rocking. I don't feel at all well.
Oh, well, look, just sit down. You need something on your stomach. How about a hearty serving of this delicious lobster Newburg? Make you feel like a new man. Second thought, I think I'll drink my lunch.
There's Malanga, Skipper.
Everything you go after. Bring her back as fast as you can.
Beasley, how could you do such a stupid thing?
Easily, sir. I'm very clumsy. Don't worry, sir. I saved your finest Venetian crystal.
Here they come. Keep it going. Adrian on board. He's not going to be on board long. Keep pumping, Roberta.
We're sinking!
Sir, what comes after now? I lay me down to sleep.
I think we've hit a reef, sir. We're taking on water fast. Request permission to abandon ship.
Goodbye, sir. I know you want to go down with your ship.
I hear you, miserable coward. There's only one lifeboat. Think of those poor, helpless girls. For just 1 minute. That's long enough. Let's go. Stand back, Beasley. That's my dinghy. Come on, Beasley. Abandon, abandon.
Out of uniform, but I just gotta salute you. Thanks for making the scene in the nick of time.
I'll deal with you later.
Well, I guess I've got it coming. But anyway, I'm cured. I'm through being the enlisted man's Scarlett O'Hara.
Oh?
You didn't tell me us clinging vines turn men into tigers.
What happened?
I had to belt George a couple of times to turn him back into a gentleman.
Hey, Ann, take a look. Our beach boys made it.
Well, safe at last.
Safe? What about my beautiful houseboat sunk, moldering at the bottom of the sea?
No, sir. It's not sunk at all. It's heading back to Ranakite. Lickety-split.
This is getting to be a lousy war.